For decades, insiders denied it existed. But whispers, fan letters, and old Hollywood gossip said otherwise. Behind the glamour of old Hollywood ran a hidden thread. 15 stars bound by superstition, obsession, and fear. The shocking story? One name at the very top might never have left the ritual behind. Let's start with number 15. Greer Garson.
Never be afraid, Chips, that you can't do anything you've made up your mind to. As long as you believe in yourself, you can go as far as you dream.
Greer Garson radiated poise, that quiet authority audiences clung to during World War II. Yet, beneath the grace of Mrs. Miniver was a woman obsessed with unseen energies. Born in London in 1904, she studied literature and psychology at the University of London, later telling friends that intuition runs parallel to logic. During the 1940s, she frequented gatherings in Beverly Hills known as metaphysical salons, where composers, philosophers, and screenwriters debated psychic resonance and dream states. Rumor has it that around 1946, Garson quietly supported a seance-inspired play, a story that's never been verified but continues to fascinate film historians. Hollywood lore claims that at her dinner parties, guests sometimes found tarot cards tucked under dessert plates, her playful test of belief. Could Garson's luminous calm on film have been rehearsed from rituals practiced in private? Historians call her curiosity intellectual rebellion in an age obsessed with reason. Every perfect smile concealed a question about the universe's invisible wiring, a riddle she never stopped pursuing. Now moving on to number 14, Dolores Costello. Dolores Costello's cliffside mansion in Laguna Beach wasn't merely a home, it was an echo chamber of ghosts and memory. By 1939, the goddess of the silent screen had turned away from stardom, leaving Warner Brothers to live among salt air and seclusion. Old Hollywood gossip described her Laguna Beach mansion as filled with mirrors facing the sea, a flourish some claimed was meant to guide lost souls home. Costello, born 1903, came from Hollywood royalty, yet suffered the collapse of her marriage to John Barrymore. She filled her solitude with seances and transcendentalist texts, many now preserved in Drew Barrymore's family archive. A diary attributed to her allegedly mentioned that film steals fragments of the soul. Did she see cinema itself as necromancy, a resurrection by projection light? During the spiritualist boom of the 1930s, she attended gatherings hosted by silent icon Florence Lawrence, where participants claimed to hear voices in static radio hiss. Costello's retreat became legend. Beauty turned medium, silence turned sermon. Let's continue with number 13. Myrna Loy Hollywood called Myrna Loy the perfect wife.
Hi! Mala greetings, Yuki Dookie.
Dicky.
Ready, Poop? Let's scoot.
Wait.
Hey, you remind me of a man.
What man?
The man with the power.
What power?
The power of hoodoo.
Who do?
You do.
Do what?
Remind me of a man.
What man?
Man with the power.
Good morning.
Power of hoodoo. Greeting.
Yet her private library told a different story, one of symbols, cycles, and ancient rhythm. Long before the Thin Man made her America's sweetheart, she studied ritual dance at USC to mimic priestess movements for the Mask of Fu Manchu. The research stuck. Decades later, her Bel Air shelves held worn copies of the Book of the Dead and Jung's Symbols of Transformation. During World War II, she volunteered for the Red Cross, but always wore a small Egyptian scarab necklace, saying it balanced the heart. Friends noticed she traced spirals on napkins while thinking, a silent meditation gesture learned from Balinese choreography. Perhaps composure itself was her chosen spell. Biographers cite her friendship with mythologist Joseph Campbell and note her 1953 remark, "All art replays one creation myth." She lived that belief, calm on the surface, ceremony beneath. Every raised eyebrow on screen was choreography for unseen forces she respected too much to name. Here we go with number 12, Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake could turn a haircut into cultural hypnosis. By 1942, her peekaboo wave inspired wartime fashion bands because factory women kept copying it. But on set, she obeyed one rule stricter than studio contracts: always light 2 candles before filming. Crew members swore she whispered for focus and fame each time the flames steadied. During a 1943 USO tour, she carried a moon-shaped silver charm gifted by a naval officer in Pearl Harbor. She said it kept the bad reels away. Industry whispers suggested Paramount discouraged talk of her candle-lighting habits, worried it might fuel gossip about her private rituals. After her fall from grace in the 1950s, neighbors later claimed to see candlelight flickering past 2 a.m. through her curtained window. Were they rituals for luck or pleas for remembrance? Her biographer uncovered hotel receipts showing she traveled under aliases linked to occult goddesses. The mystery made her unforgettable. Even when the cameras stopped, Veronica Lake kept her own spotlight burning. Let's proceed with number 11, Hedy Lamar.
Did you ask for glamour, Mr. and Mrs. Audience? Well, Hedy Lamar is here, but darn it, with her husband, Gene Markey. Everybody? You bet everybody. Scarlett O'Hara, her glorious self. Vivien Leigh, escorted by producer David Selznick. But who's going to win? Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier wonder with me. Gorgeous Hedy eyes that table crowded with my gleaming offspring.
Hedy Lamar dazzled on screen, then quietly reshaped modern technology. The Austrian-born star of Samson and Delilah held a 1942 patent for a frequency-hopping system, later used in Bluetooth and GPS. She called invention her other performance. Late nights in her Los Angeles lab, she played vinyl records of Chopin while sketching circuits, claiming harmony helped her hear mathematical rhythm. Friends recalled she read Tesla's notes and astrology charts side by side, convinced both pursued the same cosmic code. Stories circulated that Lamar's notebooks mixed equations with astrological symbols, blending science and superstition in a way only she could. Some journalists mocked her interests as occult science, but Lamar reportedly laughed it off, saying intuition guided her creativity. Perhaps she tuned into frequencies most people couldn't perceive. Her dual life, goddess and engineer, blurred lines between mystic and mechanic. When Wi-Fi finally adopted her forgotten design decades later, it felt like vindication from beyond the static. The beauty once dismissed as myth had already wired the invisible world. Let's move on to number 10. Lana Turner fame library included works on numerology and vibrational therapy, popular in mid-century metaphysical circles. She was said to have told columnist Luella Parsons that
before the dawn.
I know if I'm on to you, I'm on to you. On to you, I'm on to you. On to you, you must be on to me. You must be on to me.
John Carradine's voice alone could shake walls. Deep, solemn, unnerving. Known for The Grapes of Wrath and countless horror films, he brought a Shakespearean gravity that made even cheap thrillers feel sacred. Yet in 1930s Los Angeles, he moved within strange circles. Biographers confirm his friendship with artist Man Ray and occult engineer Jack Parsons, whose Agape Lodge practiced Aleister Crowley's rituals. Carradine's son once remarked that his father admired dramatic, esoteric writings, even reading them aloud with the same thunder he brought to Shakespeare. On stage, he rehearsed by chanting soliloquies backward, claiming it trained rhythm against time. Old magazine stories claimed that a reporter once saw candles, Latin verses, and even a sigil painted on the floor during a private reading at his home. Carradine denied ritualism, calling it dramatized meditation. Maybe he blurred art and invocation so perfectly that even he forgot which was which. Audiences sensed it, the way his eyes caught fire mid-monologue. He didn't act darkness, he translated it. To him, performance was priesthood wearing grease paint. Let's continue with number 7, Jean Harlo. Jean Harlo glowed like no one else in Hollywood, but the glow came with a chill. She became MGM's Platinum Blonde after bleaching her hair with a peroxide ammonia mix so harsh it burned her scalp. By 1933, her skin was so luminous that newspapers joked she was made of moonlight. Off-screen, she sought purity almost religiously, dressing only in white, visiting psychics every Friday, and sleeping with a charm bracelet she believed guarded her dreams. After her husband Paul Byrne's tragic death, fan gossip turned her story into a Hollywood curse, linking later tragedies to her legend. According to legends from MGM's golden years, claim the lights dimmed when Jean Harlo appeared, proof, fans said, of her otherworldly magnetism. In 1937, during Saratoga, she collapsed on set and died days later at just 26. Fans insisted her spirit never left MGM's soundstages. Could her quest for unearthly perfection have consumed her? She once whispered, "I live too fast for daylight." Perhaps she did, leaving behind a legend that still glows, hauntingly eternal in Hollywood's shadows. Here we move to number 6, Clara Bow.
Mrs. Crosby, may I present...
We've met. Even Mr. Crosby's face is familiar. Oh!
I was your husband, remember?
Clara Bow's laughter powered the 1920s, wild, reckless, uncontainable. The original It Girl made over 40 films before age 30, embodying flapper freedom. But behind the glamour was chaos. By 1931, scandals and breakdown rumors forced her into retirement. She vanished to a desert ranch near Laughlin, Nevada, where locals claimed she performed purity rites under starlight. Friends later confirmed she followed a group of self-styled mystics who mixed Christian hymns with theosophy. A surviving letter from 1933 describes her bathing in dawn dust to cleanse noise from the city. When interviewed in 1949, she admitted, "The desert made me sane again." Was it healing or exile dressed as faith? Visitors found carved symbols around her abandoned property decades later, matching protection marks used in early Hollywood studios against bad luck. Bow wasn't running from fame, she was escaping possession by it. In silence, she became legend all over again. Let's continue with number 5, Gloria Swanson.
You're Norma Desmond. Used to be in silent pictures, used to be big.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
Uh-huh. I knew there was something wrong.
They're dead. They're finished. There was a time in this business when they had the eyes of the whole wide world. But that wasn't good enough for them. Oh, no. They had to have the ears of the world, too. So they opened their big mouths, and out came talk. Talk, talk.
That's where the popcorn business comes in. Buy yourself a bag and plug up your ears.
Gloria Swanson never aged out of mystery. She sculpted it. By the mid-1930s, when other silent stars faded, Swanson reinvented herself through discipline and ritual. Dinner invitations to her Sunset Boulevard mansion were gold. She served meatless meals for spiritual clarity, lit sandalwood incense, and insisted on candlelit silence before conversation. Friends like Cecil B. DeMille described her fascination with psychic healers and the mind cure movement then sweeping Los Angeles. She claimed electricity disturbed auras and once filmed an entire scene under candlelight just to protect the vibration. In 1934, gossip columnist Hedda Hopper leaked that Swanson hosted spirit suppers where guests set an extra place for unseen company. Did she dine with ghosts or simply with her own myth? Her preserved journals mention nightly meditation at exactly 11:11 p.m., decades before numerology went mainstream. When she roared back in Sunset Boulevard, she wasn't acting Norma Desmond. She was channeling decades of ritual into one haunting performance that felt eerily divine. Now moving to number 4, Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo's silence wasn't emptiness. It was theater of its own.
I want to be alone.
Where have you been? I suppose I can cancel the Vienna contract?
I just want to be alone.
You're going to be very much alone, my dear madame. This is the end.
She rose from a department store clerk to MGM's highest-paid actress, earning $270,000 a year by 1932. Then, at just 36, she walked away. Headlines called it madness, but friends called it transcendence. In her East 52nd Street apartment, she lived like a monk, fasting according to the writings of Swedish mystic Emanuel Swedenborg, meditating beside bowls of sandalwood ash, and trading letters with Nobel laureate Hermann Hesse. Neighbors later recalled her home as a place of silence and meditation. Some even remembered hearing faint music or chants, adding to her mystique. She filled notebooks with mandalas and sketches captioned, "Stillness reveals the infinite film." Was she fleeing the cameras or turning life itself into her masterpiece? Some biographers speculated she attended silent retreats in Switzerland under a false name during the 1940s. After her death in 1990, fans still left candles outside her door, claiming her aura lingered. Garbo didn't disappear. She became Hollywood's most enduring apparition, forever luminous, forever unreachable. Let's continue with number 3, Rudolph Valentino. The world called him the Latin lover, but off-screen Rudolph Valentino became obsession incarnate. When he died suddenly in 1926 at age 31, hysteria gripped the nation. Over 100,000 mourners flooded Manhattan streets. Central to the legend was a jewel, the so-called Ring of Destiny. Valentino purchased it from a Los Angeles curio shop. The clerk warned of a curse. Within months, his career stalled, illness struck, and he collapsed while promoting The Son of the Sheik. The ring later passed through several owners, each meeting ruin, including singer Russ Columbo, killed in a freak gun accident. Paramount publicity agents denied superstition, yet they guarded the artifact until it disappeared in 1960. Coincidence or cursed continuity? The ring resurfaced in a private collection decades later, its emerald clouded as if tarnished by myth. Valentino's funeral photographs show fans fainting, some wearing veils embroidered with the ring's symbol. Death didn't end his performance, it immortalized it. Let's carry on with number 2, Theda Bara. Theda Bara didn't chase darkness. Hollywood built it around her. She rose from a modest upbringing to become the silver screen's first vamp, a woman who could destroy men with a glance. Fox Studios sculpted her image into living mythology. Posters dubbed her the Serpent of the Nile, and fabricated biographies claimed she'd studied witchcraft in Egypt. Reporters were invited to tour fake temple sets filled with incense, skulls, and cobras. Between 1915 and 1919, she starred in more than 40 films, including A Fool There Was, where her coal-lined eyes and ritualistic gestures electrified audiences. Off-screen, she preferred poetry and chess, joking that her only magic was makeup. Yet legend caught up with her. When a 1937 fire at Fox's storage vault destroyed nearly all her work, fans called it cosmic punishment, as if the goddess had demanded her own erasure. Only 6 films survived, haunting fragments of Hollywood's first manufactured myth. Theda Bara didn't just act temptation, she became its eternal ghost, shimmering between fiction and forbidden memory. Finally, we reach number 1, Olga Baklanova.
A decent circus, folks. Not dirty rats what would kill a freak to get his...
Nurse to a lot of mangy freaks! Others... that it was the code of the freaks.
Olga Baklanova never screamed in Freaks. Audiences did. The Russian-born actress brought such raw cruelty to the role of Cleopatra that MGM executives censored entire reels. Behind the scenes, on set, cast stories claimed she prepared with deep focus and whispered Russian phrases, a ritual-like intensity that gave her performances eerie authenticity. Her training at Moscow Art Theater under Stanislavski emphasized living truth, but she extended it to ritual. Set gossip claimed she carried a silver icon etched with Slavic runes and burned herbs before filming. During one take, a light exploded above her head. She refused to break character. After Freaks was banned in several states, rumors spread that she had summoned what she portrayed. How could fiction feel that cursed? Baklanova later abandoned Hollywood, returning to stage work in Europe, saying only, "Some stories follow you." When the uncut version of Freaks resurfaced decades later, critics noted her performance still felt alive, as if the invocation never ended. Before you go, don't let Hollywood's shadows fade just yet. Tap the next video on your screen and uncover the darker secrets hidden behind the Golden Age's brightest smiles.